You started in theater production. Was there something that you took from 8 years of theater production to your first project in Hercules?
Yeah, well, I guess my all my beginnings was in the UK, and so when I first came down to New Zealand, there wasn't an awful lot of people. There was a couple of people doing wigs, and at that time that had had some theatre experience themselves. But really in New Zealand there wasn't any training ground or any theatre companies that had wig or hair departments in that time. And so I guess that's what I brought with me here was initially was all the wig work that experience that I'd got from the UK. And because, of course, New Zealand, sorry, Hercules and Xena, which were the first shows I worked on, were in themselves quite theatrical. I slotted quite slotted in well there, and then that's where I first started working with Weta as well, and that's when I first started getting into prosthetics.
And you were mentored by Marjorie Hemlin.
Mm.
If you were the mentor to Jane O'Kane in that time period, what's some of the advice that you would tell her?
Um, that's a hard question. I guess it's now what I know now, but versus yeah, what I should have known then. I think just having common sense and not letting things overwhelm too much. I mean, at the end of the day, there's always a way. There's always a solution. And I think there's a lot of pressure that comes at us in the film industry, which is always kind of amusing. At the end of the day, we're just making films, not saving lives. And I think it's best to just keep a level head and keep a calm energy around us and just do our best, really. And I think we have to look at it sometimes a little bit more openly and less stressed.
With as many incredible projects that you've been a part of and that you've worked on, do you ever think about worlds or types of characters or designs that you haven't done yet that you would like to do?
Yes, occasionally. Yeah, there was a time where I was really, I guess it was during Ghost in the Shell, and around that time I was exploring a lot of. You might remember the geishas that we did in Ghost of the Shell. They had quite a structured rubber sort of hair look to them, and that was something that I'd worked Richard Taylor and his team and the incredible skilled people at Weta. That was fun to work on that because it was something I'd always wanted to explore was kind of like sculpted hair and integrated elements. So that sort of sci-fi genre of Ghost in the Shell was kind of like ticking that box for me. But yeah, that had been something I'd been wanting to explore before I got onto that project. So there's certainly been things along the way, and I'm sure if I put my brain into gear, I could probably think of things now. But I do think there's always something. There's always something new that you can find. I never really want to think that everything's exhausted. There's always a new tune.